So the first thing I want to show you today is how I mix the jesmonite. So it's very easy, it's a bit like cooking, and all you need to know is kind of how much jesmonite you need to be making for the object you're actually creating. I have little recipes, so I know how many. Today I need 250 grams of powder. Yes, that should be good. So now I need to add 100 grams of this liquid. And basically it's a little bit like when you're baking. You're gonna need to mix your liquid with your powder. So you want it to be quite smooth, so it takes a while to be able to get like a smooth texture, but I like to use a whisk. That's what works best for me. So it's getting that nice smooth texture, and what I do is I go at the bottom, because often, because my bucket is not completely flat, you get like powder stuck at the bottom, so I use this to kind of get rid of that. And once I'm happy with texture, that looks quite good to me, I'm gonna add some color. So I'm using jesmonite pigment, and they are very, very strong, so you don't actually need that much. I'm going for like a concrete effect, so just like one drop should be enough, because what I want is for this mix to be quite grey, but I don't want it to be too dark, and I think that's quite nice. So there we go. And again, I'm just gonna go at the bottom to make sure that everything has been mixed well, so the color is even everywhere. So that's it for the mixing of the jesmonite. It's quite easy. So now what I'm doing is I'm gonna pour my mixture onto my mold. Here we go. Nice and even color. Trying to get rid of some of the bubbles, but this is going to be the bottom of my base, so even if you see little bubbles, it doesn't really matter, and I can actually send the jesmonite. So now all we have to do is wait for 25 minutes. So while I wait for the jesmonite base to cure, I'm gonna cut my copper pipe. So first I need to measure the length I need for that design. So it's about here, and then I use this pipe cutter to kind of line up the mark and cut my piece of pipe to the right length for what I'm making. We're doing like a simple kitchen roll holder, so basically it's gonna be one piece of copper pipe and just a nice kind of fittings at the top. So I've cut the pipe. Now I need to attach the fittings safely to this piece of pipe. So I'm using epoxy glue to do this. It's quite strong. You can't smell it. It smells really bad, but it will do the work. So that's why I use this. So with epoxy, it's like a 2-part glue. So on their own, the two parts don't do anything, but when you mix them together, they become like a really strong glue. So you want to make sure that it's properly mixed. And then what I do is I take a bit of glue and I just apply it inside the fitting. And here we go, should be okay, enough. And then I just have to pop my pipe through it, and then that's it for this design. And then I just have to wait for it to dry. Once the copper is dry, what I do is I use some steel wool to kind of get rid of any mark, because I buy those pipes in bulk, so there was a little bit of mark or like some glue from a sticker or something. And also because I've been working with glue, sometimes you get like some marks, glue marks. So this will actually get rid of all of that and make it really nice, bright and shiny. Also, this one is gonna be varnished later. So the thing with copper is, if you don't clean it, it will oxidize to like a brown color. But you can also, if you want to keep that pink, copper pink, you can use some varnish on it and it will kind of protect it from oxidation. So there we go, it's all nice and shiny. So it's been 25 minutes, so basically now the jesmonite has had time to cure, so I can take it off the mold. So, and we go, there you go. See some liquid, so that would evaporate, but usually I just like use kitchen towel to just get rid of it. But it's just because it's getting really hot in that silicone mold. And then I'm just gonna leave it here. We can already see like the concrete effect. And I'm gonna sand everything so it's super smooth and get rid of any kind of little bits like this on the side. That's easy enough to kind of smooth out. So here you go. So the good thing about jesmonite is all the different color and effects you can make with it. So I wanted to show you a few I've made recently. So you can see this like green one is kind of like a malachite effect, like the green stone, which actually I really love it. You can do terrazzo effect. So terrazzo is when you have like, it looks like bits of stones set into the jesmonite. So I can do this in different colors, or you can have like a plain color. This is like a light pink that it looks really fabulous with like all the green plants, or like more classical kind of marble effect, so white marble, or I do like those black one as well. So there you go. So now last step is to attach the copper bit to the jesmonite base. You can see like the nice concrete effect. I smooth out the bottom, and this has actually been varnished, so it's going to be nice and bright pink. So now all I have to do is, again, using the epoxy glue, just need a little bit, and I'm just going to stir that really well. And once it's nice and all mixed up, I'm just going to use again a little bit on the inside here of the fittings that I cast in my jesmonite. And here you go. And then it's just a matter of pushing that in. Here you go. Perfect kitchen wall holder.